Okay, this is the launch of the Blow Your Whistle campaign. Another attempt to get the community involved in the issue of stop and frisk by giving the citizens of the community whistles, so that when they encounter a stop and frisk, they should blow their whistles and attract community attention to stop and frisk. It's a grand idea, and hopefully it turns out to be a successful idea, because anything that gets the community involved and wakes up one individual in the community should be pursued. Right. So this looks like a good launch. It's a good location, and people are accepting the whistles and paying attention to the speakers. This is done by Carl Dix and the Revolutionary Party. Let me see. Get real, the revolution. Get with the real revolution. Revolution. Revcom.USA. Alright, so if you see people in Harlem and in other endangered communities blowing whistles, this is where it came from. Alright. What are you going to do as a follow-up to this launching?
Okay, that's exactly the right question.
Yeah.
Because one day, no matter how good it is, don't do it. We actually have to build organization and momentum, and that's what we're trying to do. Right now, we're doing this in 5 different neighborhoods across the city. We're going to have a follow-up meeting. We're going to pull together off of that and spread this. We're going to continue spreading out the whistles as a form of resistance, because whistles are a way that the community can get involved. I mean, it's folks like Jazz Hayden who gets out there and does cop watches, whether anybody out there with him or not, and that's heroic, but we got to get the community involved. You know, me and Cornell took some arrests, but we got to get the community involved. So that's why we went to the whistles, because we wanted a form that everybody could get with.
Okay, but
we're going to follow up, and we want to spread it out beyond just stop and frisk by bringing in the warehousing of people in prisons. So on the National Day of Protest to Stop Police Brutality, some of us going to go out to the prisons with signs, "This is genocide, stop the genocide." We're going to do that. And we also have to take up the cases of people who get targeted. People like you, people like Noche Diaz, people who get targeted for standing with people against the police. We got to say, no, we got the backs of our heroes. We got the backs of people who stand up for the people.
All right, well,
through the course of that, we got to fight to stop and frisk and some of these other policies, because we not into the mended thing. We into the ended thing. You know, like when they was fighting Jim Crow segregation, the Freedom Riders did not demand a few extra seats on the back of the bus. They said, get rid of that BS. And we got the same thing to say about this new Jim Crow of mass incarceration, racial profiling, and discriminating against the formerly incarcerated people.
Okay. All right, but this is one thing I wanted to know, since I'm born and raised in Harlem. Are you going to go through the streets of Harlem, all these people that will receive whistles out here, and have their consciousness raised about the need for them to get involved? Will you be going through the streets of Harlem on stop and frisk days, showing them how this is to be done?
Okay, you raised a good idea there. We are planning on going into Grant Holmes off of this, into Manhattanville, getting whistles to everybody. We might even put whistles on every door. Knock on all the doors. You come out your door, here's your whistle. Here's what we're doing. See something, blow the whistle. Alert the community. But maybe we need to have regular days like you putting it out.
Yeah, because I think there's a couple
I'm opposed that at the follow-up meeting we're going to have next week.
Yeah, I think if you can find out when they stop and frisk days was, I think they're either Tuesday and Thursday, or definitely Fridays and Saturdays, right? And after school hours.
Yeah, and actually one thing that we hope to get the word on is there was a whistle thing at 1 o'clock at CCNY, and then they were going to come down the hill down to St. Nick's Park where the high schools let out, because they treat those high school kids like they cattle, you know, running them off the corner. They can't sit in the park. So they were going to hook up and join with the high school students to blow the whistle, and then some of them were going to come down here. And when they come down, we're going to get a report from them on what happened up at City College and in St. Nick's Park.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Carl Dix.
Okay, thank you, Jazz. We're housing them in prison all across the country. We are no longer going to accept this mess in silence. We're going to stand up against it. We're going to resist it. We're going to stand together. We're going to have each other's back. So, what are we going to do when we see the police messing with somebody? Blow the whistle. Getting the hang of it.
They got another one
Okay, how you doing?